Hi everybody, in this video I am going to give you an exercise that I have called wall side body engager. So in this exercise, and the reason that I will give it to people is because I am trying to help them reconnect their brain to their muscles around this part of the body. So you've got your lats around here, you've got your obliques around here, there were other muscles all around the rotator cuff, and this is often a part of the body that is really underworked and neglected. You know, if you've got shoulders up around your ears, if you've got shoulders rounded in front of your body like this, it's highly likely that you are dysfunctional in this area. And what I've learned is that sometimes giving people exercises where we're trying to get these guys firing, because people are so dysfunctional there, they actually can't get the muscles waking up in the way that we want to in certain exercises. So this exercise is a little bit messy. It's not very sort of rigid. It's about trying to get you feeling into this part of your body so that your brain understands what it feels like when your shoulders are moving back and down away from you, okay? All you're going to need is a wall, and we're going to put our hand on the wall. So for those of you who have done lots of posture with me, it looks a little bit like standing chest openers, but it is different to standing chest openers. So I really don't want you worrying too much about what your hand is doing, what your arm is doing, or anything like that. But if you want to spread your fingers wide so that you get a little bit more of a kind of stretch through the palm of your hand and fingers, you can absolutely turn it into a bit of a hand stretch, forearm stretch as well. What we are going to try and do here is roll our shoulder blade back and down behind us. So in this exercise, I don't mind if your rib cage lifts or if you do something a bit funny to kind of get yourself in that position. If I was giving you standing chest openers, I would be stricter about what your rib cage is doing. But for the purpose of this kind of brain muscle connection thing, we're not going to do that. So all I want you to do is roll that shoulder blade back and down behind you. And I also don't want you to worry if your elbow bends. So the more that your elbow bends, the more it's going to help you with pulling the shoulder back and down. And you may even notice, and I'll kind of show you here, you may even notice by having that shoulder pulling back and down that you're already really starting to feel muscles around this area of your body. But on top of that, what I want you to also do is to side crunch into your body like this. So I am contracting my spine sideways into lateral flexion, as well as trying to roll my shoulder blade back and down behind me into scapular depression and retraction. And I'm just holding this here. So I'm relaxing my jaw, I'm breathing nice and deeply in and out of my belly. I'm not worrying about like what my pelvis is doing or where my weight distribution is or anything like that. I am just trying to really feel into this part of my body. And I want you to try and really go further into that side of your body than you perhaps think that you can. So when you're dysfunctional in a range of movement, you might think that you're pulling your shoulder down a lot, but your shoulder might still be really high up around your ear. So it's always about asking yourself, can I go any further? And you can see here that I'm kind of flaring my rib cage up as well as cranking myself to the side. And that just really helps switch on these kind of rear side, mid back, lower shoulder muscles like this. So you're going to kind of breathe into it. I'd recommend holding it for sort of 2 minutes on one side before swapping. For the sake of balance, I'm going to do the same on the other side myself, but I'm going to turn away from the camera. So same thing. Hand on the wall, not worrying too much about that. Really trying to roll my left shoulder blade back and down behind me. Even if that means that my right one goes up towards the sky, it's just helping me reconnect to this side of my body. So my left shoulder blade is as far away from my ear as I can possibly manage. I can feel my mid-back working. I'm going to lift my rib cage slightly up to the sky, twist it away from the wall, and really try and side crunch into my torso here on this left-hand side. I'm twisting my spine sideways towards the wall. I'm lifting my my rib cage up to help with that side contraction slightly. And I'm really trying to use my brain to pull my left shoulder blade down, but I can also use my left hand against the wall to kind of push into it to really access this mid back. Breathe. We're going to stay here for another minute and a half and just explore what this sensation feels like, because it is what we're trying to activate here that comes into exercises like Cobra, like active Cobra, like floor block, like arm circles, like standing overhead extension. There are so many exercises that require these guys to wake up, but often we don't know what the sensation even feels like. So it's really hard for us to understand what these like harder exercises should feel like. And what I also absolutely love about this one is this is something you can do during your working day. So it's kind of like a kind of easy one just to get away from your desk and have a little bit of a playing around. You may well notice that you're breathing more easily afterwards because your rib cage is more balanced. You might notice that your chest feels more open, that your head feels further back. Keep breathing. We've got 30 seconds left. The longer that I stand here, I'm trying to twist myself more into the movement. So I'm really not decreasing the effort. If anything, I'm increasing the effort, contracting sideways more, pulling that shoulder down, externally rotating that upper arm, pushing into the hand, really just exploring and finding those side body muscles. It feels amazing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So that was wall side body engager, helping you to reconnect to often very dysfunctional muscles.